As the chair of the Military and Veteran Affairs Committee, I am compelled to speak out today. The decision by the current president and his administration to federalize the California National Guard, bypassing the governor while simultaneously threatening to deploy active duty military in Los Angeles, marks one of the most serious and threatening uses of domestic military authority in modern American history. This statute, used by our current president to validate his actions, has not been used without the consent of the governor or local officials since 1965, and only in moments of profound national crisis during this desegregation of our schools. To apply it now in response to overwhelmingly peaceful protests, which are protected by the First Amendment, raises urgent legal questions and grave concerns. The seizing of our 2,000 CalGuard troops by the federal administration to use against civilians on American soil must meet the highest constitutional standards. The threshold for invoking this power is meant to be extraordinary, involving insurrection, rebellion, or the complete breakdown of civil order beyond the capacity of state and local government to manage. None of these tests have been met here, despite his attempts to intentionally escalate the situation, and this is why legal action has been taken today by the state of California around this illegal act of our federal government. I'm deeply concerned that these actions risk undermining public trust in the National Guard and our CalGuard. They strain the foundational principles of civilian oversight and escalate tensions rather than resolving them. This overreach to turn our military against Americans should send a chill down the spine of every American, especially those who believe in the rule of law, as we all should. I know this would torment my father, who fought to protect and defend this democracy and our Constitution and died as a result of that service. We must remember that the California National Guard is not a tool for political control or to further a narrative, but it's a public institution of trust and service to safeguard national security. CalGuard was just released 2 weeks ago from months of service to protect Angelenos in the wake of the disastrous LA fires, making this deployment even more stark. We know how to deploy mutual aid and coordinate additional law enforcement support from additional cities and counties. Any presidential action that deploys military force domestically, particularly against our own people, must be guided by the Constitution and the moral weight of democratic values. Yet both are absent here. We're here in Sacramento today because we have important work to do at our capital. Our state budget is facing billions in cuts, largely due to a president who is attempting to further enrich his billionaire friends on the backs of hard-working Californians. As we face this unprecedented action and the response to people peacefully protesting, we will not be distracted by the work that needs to make a life more affordable and safer for our communities throughout the state. Today, I call on the president to responsibly de-escalate the situation for the immediate withdrawal of the California National Guard and to relinquishment of Los Angeles to local law enforcement, who have stated and proven that they are more than equipped to handle the current situation. Federalization of the California National Guard and potential deployment of the military on our own citizens must meet the highest threshold. And it is clear that those standards have not been met. We must never treat military authority as a substitute for mutual aid or a tool against our First Amendment rights.